All right, guys. I'm gonna be reacting to what happened in Germany regarding the Christmas markets incident. I just watched it. I haven't watched anything. I'm just literally gonna react now. But I saw this in one of the news feeds that I have in my channel. Let's see what happened. I don't know what the hell happened here.
We're following right now the breaking news out of Germany. A vehicle attack in the city of Magdeburg, killing at least 2 people and injuring dozens more, many of them seriously, at a Christmas market only a few days before Christmas. Our chief global affairs correspondent, Matthew Chance, is gathering details for us. What's the latest, Matthew?
Well, Wolf, absolutely horrific scenes just 5 days before Christmas in that German city, about 200 miles to the west of the capital, Berlin. There's video of the moment a vehicle, a black car, struck a crowded Christmas market in the town, sending sort of bodies flying left and right, leaving a trail of destruction behind it. We're not showing that video because it's just simply too horrific, but lots of casualties. We're talking about 68, possibly more casualties, at least 2 people killed. And of course, the fear is that death toll could rise because some of the injuries are said to be extremely serious. Now, the police, who have obviously arrived there in some force, have taken into custody the driver, the suspected attacker. He hasn't been named, but he has been identified as a Saudi, somebody from Saudi Arabia. But it's...
There we go. There you go. There we go. That's sad, man. Christmas market. Yeah, very hard. Very sad.
Apparently, he's been living in Germany since 2006, so nearly 20 years. So
so what happened? He, at this point, he knows about the culture. What happened?
Considered German by most Germans, I expect. But nevertheless, it helps to perhaps start to paint a picture of what's gone on here, because this isn't the first time. We don't know exactly what the motivation is, obviously, yet, but there's not the first, but there's been previous attacks in Germany on Christmas markets by organizations like the Islamic State. Back in 2016, more than a dozen people killed when a Christmas market was rammed by a truck back then, dozens more people injured as well. And I think the probability is that we're looking at a similar modus operandi on this occasion, but we're waiting for police to confirm that.
Yeah, and one of those killed was a little toddler. So heartbreaking indeed. Matthew Chance, thank you very much for that update. I want to get
say that. They had to say that. They have to say that. Fuck, man. Damn, I don't know what to say, guys. A toddler. Damn, man.
Some insight from our panel of experts. And Kevin Barron, let me start with you. Police have not confirmed if this was an act of terrorism, but based on the video, based on what you've seen.
This is the thing about CNN. You see what they do? Okay, so CNN tend to do this, right? Oh, we don't know yet. We don't know. And it's obvious, right? Oh, we don't know yet. You don't enjoy. Of course, it's terrorism, man. What are you talking about? Of course. I mean, you don't have to just wait until God come from the sky to know that this was terrorism, guys. Well, CNN and this guy, it's just, man, it's just one of those things that you really despise about American news media, man.
So far, what do you think?
Well, it sure sounds like to follow the pattern of Christmas market attacks that we just heard about. In Germany, this has been a news story leading into the holiday of people asking for more protection for the markets and if they're safe. And the reality is, we're in this period or this phase where, markets, if it's just one way to carry out an attack with a vehicle. We went through periods of bombings and mass shooting attacks like the Bataclan in Paris years back. But between France, between Germany, between other countries and the EU elections this year, there's a lot of far-right animosity going on. There's a lot of hate toward the migrants and immigrants in those countries. So
see, this is the problem about this. You see what they're doing right now? So you see what they're doing right now? I just don't want to get into this, but this is what I don't like. They're shifting the victim now. See how you see how they've shifted. Now they're talking about how these countries are against whatever, right? It has nothing to do with this, and we don't have to make this about that either. We can simply make it about one individual went there and just did what he did. But this guy right here want to make it about politics right away, and not respect the victim. But he has to just talk about this way. Shameful.
So we could speculate if it comes to be that this is similar to the previous attacks, it might be right in that vein.
Peter Newman is with us as well. Peter, as we heard in Matthew Chance's report, the driver has been arrested. German officials say he's a 50-year-old man originally from Saudi Arabia, a doctor actually, and had been living in Germany since 2006.
Wow, doctor too. Wow, that is interesting.
What does this description tell you?
So the profile is actually quite unusual. It's a middle-aged man, 50 years old. Typically, when we speak about this kind of terrorist attack, we suspect younger people in their 20s or even teenagers. He's a well-established man in Germany. He's a doctor who earns a living. He's highly qualified. And here comes the really interesting thing. Just in the last minutes, the German authorities released the name of the person. And if you read his Twitter profile, he has a Twitter profile, it is actually not what you think. It's someone who is a militant atheist, who considers himself to be an ex-Muslim, and who believes that Germany is Islamizing Europe. So it's actually the opposite of what you could.
But why? But what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Why you have to make this about this? If we talk about these things, why? I just don't get it, guys. I just don't get it. Why the gaslighting? Why to say just to make sure you know that? Why you guys have to do this in CNN? I just don't get it. You guys talking about Islam, Muslim stuff like that? Like why? Like it seems like out of the gates, you guys want to control the narratives. This is not okay. It's not okay. We're not talking about the victims. We're not talking about, they're putting their narrative right now. I don't like
considered to be an Islamist or a jihadist or someone who is a supporter of ISIS. So I would say at this point, if it turns out to be the person that we're talking about, the motivation is very unclear.
I just want to point out that CNN, at least so far, has not confirmed that reporting that you just mentioned, very significant potentially reporting. We haven't confirmed it, at least not yet. Kim Dozier, you recently actually, I'm told, visited a Christmas market in Germany. You were in Berlin. Set the scene for us. What are these markets like?
They're beautiful.
Well, the one I went to in the center of Berlin was, from my perspective, really well protected. It was set up in an area with traffic cones, traffic bollards, the type of traffic barrier that prevents a ramming attack like this. Once you got inside those bollards, it was very packed. I got to say, the moment I heard these reports, I thought back to being packed in that crowd and wondered how I would find cover if a car came screaming at me there. But it's a place where people let their guards down, even though the German Interior Minister earlier this year, this fall, was saying Christmas markets are a potential target, but she didn't at that point report any actionable intelligence, anything.
I don't think. Let me just be quiet here. It's sad, man. It's bad. It's sad, bro. It's very sad. Country like Germany just going through stuff like this it's sad. It's very sad, man. It shouldn't happen, especially with Christmas, knowing the history of the culture behind it. I mean, it's just sad, folks. Very sad.
To indicate that there was a specific plot. And what we've seen so far, if you add in what Peter's saying about this social media account that may or may not belong to the assailant, it raises a question: could this be related to ISIS, to Gaza, or to a person who is an extremist who just saw a method that he copycatted from previous terrorist attacks to express himself?
And as we've noted, there's a history of these kinds of terrorist attacks at these Christmas markets in Germany. Very disturbing indeed. All right, guys, thank you very, very much.
Very sad, man. I don't know what to say about this. This is, I don't know. There's a lot of angles that you can go about this. I don't know. There's multiple, right? You can go about this. However, I think it's clear their motive of the person was probably about hatred. You know, he felt complaint. Well, the other one that I was thinking about was, what if he got compromised? You know, and what if he got compromised and it can happen, folks. It can happen. Some people, they get compromised for certain sectors, and they tell them, if you don't do this, you know, family will be deleted, or you know, say those kind of things. It can happen, folks. It can happen. But I hope, you know, I hope the families find some peace. Some peace. May God, please, God, just put your hand and just comfort them. It's not should be happening, you know. In the Western world, we should not be dealing with stuff like this. But it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.